Thank you for showing up and for joining me tonight. I just want to say hello and thank everybody for being here and taking your time. I know, especially on an evening when we all have had a long day. Hi, Dawn, good to see your face. Well, we've all had a long day and a long week still ahead of us because it's only Tuesday. It's hard to take time out of our evening. And so my intention is to make this worth your while. I have been prompted by whomever prompts people, the guides, whatever you want to call them, my intuition, my higher self, actually for many years to do something like this. And in my mind, it was always called Free Fridays, where I just get on a chat like this and people ask me questions and I just do spotlight coaching. And finally, there was a point a few weeks ago where I was typing a post. These posts just come through me. I don't ever know what I'm going to post ahead of time. I was just following the guidance as to what I was supposed to be typing. And the last paragraph said, soon I will be starting a series called Laws of Inspired Living. And I just looked at it and I was like, what? Okay. And I looked at it for a while and I thought, when am I going to have time to do that? And I thought, well, that's the way I've been living for the last 15 years, is following the guidance, following my higher messages. And so I clicked post and thought, well, whoever is supposed to show up will show up. And so I know that whoever is here, it's divinely inspired. I know that there is something, although I have no script, I don't know what we're going to talk about other than energy, because it's the primary thing that I talk about. But I know that in this, there is something that you will take away, whether it's a thought, a phrase, a motivation and inspiration. And you may not even realize right away what it is or what it was that you heard. But I trust that everyone who is here because there was something in the energy of what I put out that connected with you and called you to be here. So for that, I appreciate you saying yes to the divine guidance and showing up. And I also appreciate everyone who is here bringing the energy and making this a full circle. Since everything is energy, then every single one of us carries what I call your home frequency. We each have a frequency, a vibration that is unique to us, absolutely unique to us. And that is what we go through life with and what attracts into our life, what is meant for us, what is meant for our path, what's meant for our learning. Some of it, we might call that karma. The lessons that our soul desires to learn while it's here is attracted. The catalyst to those lessons, to those karmic lessons, the catalysts, meaning those who would push our buttons, are attracted or drawn to us through this home frequency that we carry, because it is coded with the frequency of what our soul wishes to experience, achieve, and learn, overcome while we're here in this particular lifetime. And I say all that because, again, I want to say thank you for bringing your home frequency to this group call, because the way I see it is that our world, our universe, is like a big puzzle. And every single one of us is an individual piece to that giant cosmic puzzle, a unique piece. There is no other piece that could fit into our place in that puzzle. In other words, we could try to squeeze it in. If you've ever put together a big 500 or 1,000 piece puzzle, and this one looks like it'll almost go in there, and maybe if I just do this and try to squeeze it in, it'll fit. So we could try to be in others' places, like I want that job, or I want that body, or I want that personality, or I want that hairstyle, whatever it is. We could try to fit ourselves into someone else's place, but it will never feel exactly right. And at the same time, if we're trying to fit into someone else's place, our place is empty. So if you imagine a cosmic puzzle and your space is empty, it's a hugely incomplete puzzle. That is how important you are. That is how important it is that you honor the magnificence and the brilliance of who you are, and you choose to bring all that you are to the puzzle. Because without you, the rest of us can't find our place if your piece is missing. So, again, this is unscripted. So by now, we've got more. Hi, Mary. Hi, Eva, Michelle, Liz, Kathy, Vilma, Maria. Oh, my husband's here too. Supporting me. Thank you very much. So again, my intention is to be of the highest service that I possibly can be, because it is of, and has been for the last 20 years, of utmost importance to me. It is my mission and has been my highest desire to help as many people as I possibly can see the magnificence in themselves, if they're not seeing it, when or where they're not seeing it for themselves, and to also help them unblock anything that keeps them from seeing or being all of the magnificence that they are. And so I chose to follow the divine guidance that came in a few weeks ago and say yes to this in high hopes that I can be of service. And I will continue to do these as long as people keep showing up, because if everything is energy, and it is, then we have a lot to talk about. So
Hey, Lori,
I'm sorry?
I have a quick question. So I love the comparison about each one of our destinies to a puzzle piece and how important that is. I think a lot of times people try to fit their puzzle piece into somebody else's space, meaning they're not, for many years, they spend their time trying to be like somebody else and really not fulfilling their own purpose. And so what happens in that case down the road to that individual? What do they start feeling and experience?
Most often, those who have, through conditioning, that's how it happens, is our soul comes in and with intentions and with its own quality, like I said, its own home frequency. We are not human beings with a soul. We are a soul in a human body. And so when that soul comes in, it's nothing but pure in its own frequency. And once it comes into this life experience, we meet our parents and we meet our caretakers and we meet our neighbors and our friends, and we go to school and we meet our teachers, and we watch TV, and we get all kinds of messages about who we should be, who we shouldn't be. And we start to believe that. And the more we believe that, and the longer we follow that path, the further it tends to take us away from the recognition of who we really are inside or as a soul. And that's when we start to feel kind of like, yeah, I've got a great life. I wouldn't change most of it. And at the same time, it feels like there's something missing. There's something more. There's something calling me to find it. And we don't even know what it is that we're looking for. And I know that firsthand experience. I remember when I was still in the corporation and just feeling like I knew I didn't belong there, but I had no other concept of I didn't know what an entrepreneur was or did. I knew what the definition was, but I never thought I would be anything other than an employee. I was not following any type of a spiritual path or self-development or self-help path. I just knew that something didn't fit. It didn't feel right. And so I ended up leaving the corporation to go find what it was. And so I started to do all of the self-development and following, opening up a spiritual path. And when that happened, I became more and more and more and more in alignment with my soul's truth, and then releasing and letting go those other parts of myself that were not me. So I don't know if you've ever seen on the internet, I've seen memes that say that becoming your true self or authentic self is more about letting go of who you're not than it is about finding who you are. And that's significantly true. I say that it's both, but yeah, does that answer your question? Hope that's helpful.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I love what you said. It's not about who you are, but who you're not. I think in order to really discover who you are, you have to let go and have the courage to let go of who you're not. What you were really conditioned to be, maybe for many years.
Yes. Yes. So, I'd really like to just feel everyone's energy right now. I feel everyone's energy because, and probably like everyone on this call, we're all very, very sensitive. And so if we could just take a moment to just try to bring all of this energy together, and I mean together in terms of a puzzle. So I'm not looking for us to become each other. I'm looking for us to bring our highest self together and create our own puzzle right here that we each contribute to. And I know it will be a beautiful puzzle. And from there, I will be able to feel more into the energy of what to deliver today, since again, like I said, I have no script. So if everyone could just take 3 deep breaths at your own pace. And on the out breath, just let go of everything of the day, the to-do list, even the definition of who you are or what you should or shouldn't be. In this moment, we are here together for each other. And as we come together, our light, our energy multiplies significantly and ripples out into the field, the cosmic field. And those who aren't here even get the illumination that we create just by us being together and intending to share the frequency of our hearts. So begin to see all of the energy, all of your energy that's in all of these other places, in the to-do list, in the office that you left this morning or today, in the office that you have to go back to tomorrow. Pull your energy back in. See all of your energy coming back in, unplugging, and coming back to you. And as it does, you might notice that it looks like streams of energy or ribbons of energy or waves of energy. It may have a certain color or colors. It may glow. But do your best to feel into the frequency of your energy as it comes back to you. And then allow your frequency to fill your entire body. Run through your entire body. Energy expands. It has a desire, an innate desire to expand and become more of itself. So allow it to absorb into every single cell, every molecule. And once you've absorbed as much of your own energy as you possibly can, feel that energy going down through your legs, through your feet, into the earth, down to the center of the earth, and meeting with the frequency of the Earth Star. And then go ahead and feel your energy coming back up through the earth, bringing any of the love frequency of the earth with you, back up through your feet, into your legs, and back up into your root chakra, your creative center chakra, your solar plexus. Our solar plexuses have been so beat up in the last several years. Just allow that energy to fill your solar plexus chakra. Nourish it, energize it, ignite it. This is the part of you that is you. Have the courage to be you. As the energy comes up into your heart, just feel your heart expanding and becoming bigger. Up into your throat, your truth, standing fully in power of your truth. The truth that you came here to be. With no apologies. Up into your third eye, your place of knowing, sensing, seeing what's beyond this physical reality. everyone here, well, everyone, but everyone here, everyone has extraordinary developed ability to know what else beyond this physical reality. Appreciate yourself for that. Up into your crown chakra, which opens up like a beautiful lotus on the top of your head, opens up to the divine spirit. And just take a deep breath and come back. In a moment, I don't know about you, but that was a good journey. I kind of wanted to stay there. In a moment, I am going to actually ask everyone to unmute yourself. And I want you to speak into our cosmic puzzle a word or a phrase that represents the frequency that you are bringing to this puzzle tonight. As you felt your home frequency come back to you, it might have felt like joy, fun, appreciation, gratitude, clarity. What are you bringing to this particular puzzle tonight to share with us to complete the puzzle? I'd like everyone just to speak it all at once, so you don't have to be shy. And as we speak it into reality, we can know that the frequency that we speak it with carries the vibration of you, your home frequency. So we are speaking it into our own cosmic puzzle, but we're also speaking it into the universe. And as we're speaking it from this place of our truth, our home frequency, that is what goes out into the field and attracts back to you the match for what you most desire. Hold on a second. We're going to speak in a moment. What wants to be said? Oh, yes. So that brings up the thought. So why don't I always get what I want? The idea of the law of attraction. So we can talk about that in a moment. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. The law of attraction, or what's it called? The Secret, the movie, The Secret, told me all I had to do was think about it and visualize it. And then I would get it. There's some pieces that they missed. And so we can talk about why don't I get what I want in a moment. But first, I really would like everyone to speak just one word or one phrase all at once into our cosmic puzzle. What is the frequency? It can be anything, whatever's true for you in this moment. What is the frequency that you are bringing to contribute to our puzzle tonight? So hold on just a second. I want to, let's see. Well, I thought I could unmute everyone, but if you could just unmute yourselves, because I can't, I don't know how. I can't find the button. And on the count of 3, all together, what is the frequency that you are contributing today in this call? 1, 2, 3. Good
Compassion,
things are
gratitude,
going to
courage,
happen.
love, comfort.
Feel that, just feel that flow through you. As you said that, what you did was you activated, you energized, you inspired that frequency in you, and you spoke it out into our puzzle. But can you feel it inside of you? Can you feel it? To me, it feels like bubbles.
I like bubbles.
I love bubbles. So when I say that everything is energy, it's everything. It's how we feel in every single moment. It's what we think in every single moment. What we think, how we feel, and the beliefs that we carry impact our frequency in every moment. And it's that frequency that attracts back to us the match, the energetic match. And so when we talk about the law of attraction and why don't I get what I say I want, what I find most often is that someone will tell me what they want, and they want it. They want it so badly. And they've watched the movie The Secret or read the book, and they know that they just have to visualize it. They have to see themselves being it and doing it. And they just have to believe that they can have it, and they have to know. Now, here's the thing. Most of us know that we can do it. Here's the thing. Most of us are not as afraid of failure as we think we are. That's a good excuse. Oh, I'm afraid of failure. So that's blocking me. It's because I'm afraid of failure. If we set that idea aside for a moment and we look a little deeper, most of us actually believe that we can do it. And most of us actually believe that we can handle it. Here's something I'd like you to look out in your life for. If you feel that you're blocked from having what you say you want, notice if there is any sense of, I will be judged by those closest to me for becoming something different. We have a huge fear of being rejected, disowned by those closest to us. And so if we become something other than who they know us to be or who they have known us to be for the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, they will judge us, or we believe they will judge us. Actually, in most cases, they will. Just putting that out there from my own experience and from working with people over the last 20 years, they will.
Yeah, I think so.
But notice is it true that I'm afraid of failure, or is it true that I'm afraid of rejection? And then if you're afraid of if it turns out, yeah, I'm afraid of rejection or judgment from those closest to me, ask yourself, which am I more committed to? Am I more committed to what I want. What do I want to achieve, accomplish? My purpose, living out my purpose, fulfilling why I'm really here, filling my place in that puzzle. Am I more committed to that? Or am I more committed to being who they expect me to be so that I'm not judged? So that came up. So somebody needed to hear that. So, what I would like to do is take a moment I think I've said all I have to say. Okay. One more thing. Let me see if I can share something with you here. Oh, well, I could share this because I love that. Can you see that? That's what it feels like to me when I spoke what I was bringing to the call. It feels like that. And so if it doesn't feel like that to you, then I would like to give you some homework. And the homework is get more in touch with your body. Practice bringing your energy back to you like we did. Do that same visualization. See, I mean, our energies are plugged into all these different portals, and I mean, I don't even mean cosmic portals. I mean, the job, the kids, the spouse, the responsibilities, the bills, everything that we're plugged into. So I would love to ask you to practice bringing your energy back, seeing it come back to you, seeing it fill your body, fill your cells, fill every molecule, grounding into the earth, bringing back up with you the love energy of the earth, back up through you, and then express out into the universe what frequency you are sharing with the world today. And the more you practice that, the more you will be opening up the channels and aligning your channels with your truth, filling yourself more with your truth. I just told a client the other day, we've all been told, don't be so full of yourself, or stop being so full of yourself, and it was said to us in a derogatory way. I want you to be so full of yourself that nothing else can exist, because when you are so full of yourself, you can't be or do anything but be in your place, in your puzzle, and fulfill your purpose and your role and bring all of your gifts and magnificence to the world. And this is what it should feel like. And it feels good. So I don't have up what I really wanted to show you. This just happened to be on my screen, so I thought I'd share this with you. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop share. I can. And I am going to open it up for spot coaching, laser coaching, question and answers, anything that I said that it doesn't make sense or was confusing or you'd like me to expand on, anything that I didn't say that you wish that I did, or anything that is just you're questioning or would like a little bit of clarity on, I would be happy to see if I could help you today. So let's take the next, what time is it? 10 or 15 minutes. And let me know what's on your mind. Just, I think at the bottom of the screen, well, I don't think, I know. At the bottom of the screen, there's a little smiley face. It says reactions. You can raise your hand. Or just unmute yourself and let me know that you're here. So how can I help you today? Michelle?
When you asked how it felt and you showed that picture, I don't feel that way in my energy. I felt like comforted and home. It was good, but it wasn't like exuberant like that picture, but a
Yes.
different feeling.
Good point. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, that is absolutely true. That is my picture. You're absolutely right. And it will feel different for everyone. The point there is maybe not necessarily as exuberant as I am. But you should feel it in your whole body. Your whole body should know, yes, that's me. It should vibrate with that truth. Yes, that's me in your own way. Does that make more sense?
Mm-hmm. It felt like comfort, like home, like, oh, and I've had like a really busy day. So probably my energy's all over the room.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I do appreciate it because probably other people were thinking that too. Like, I don't feel like that. That's Lori. So thank you. And I appreciate you sharing too, because usually when one person has a question, it answers a lot of other people's questions. So how can I help anyone else here? Maria, thank you for coming. Good to
Hi,
see
thank you for the invite.
Hi.
So I did resonate with the picture itself because one of the things that makes me since I was a kid is just dancing. So I saw myself in that picture, just like letting go and not a care in the world and just dancing until I got tired.
Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. And do you allow yourself to feel that on a regular basis now?
No, it's been pretty rough, but I am working towards that again.
Okay. Can I offer something here?
Sure, yes, I'm open.
The idea of working towards something,
Mhm.
if everything is energy, and it is, the idea or the concept of working towards something is an energy in itself.
Okay.
And the more I am working towards something, the more of that I'm going to get.
Okay.
So in other words, what you're doing is holding into place the energy of working towards something, which doesn't allow you to be open to receiving what it is you're working towards. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. I guess generally what we're taught is those specific words to work towards something as opposed to allowing.
Yes. So I like allowing. Here's what I like even better. And I'm going to do just a session on this, is the idea of being. So Maria, in this moment, in every moment, if you resonated with that picture and you remembered being the girl who loves to dance, who loves to express herself in that way, then that's your truth. And so nothing could ever take that away from you. And so you are always being that. And if there's an instance where you're not experiencing that, it's only because you, and this might sound harsh, it might sound not true, but it is, have chosen to turn your attention or your focus to something else.
That sounds right.
And so in any moment, you can choose to turn your attention back to your center, to your truth. And in the fullness of who you are, then go about your day and do what you do.
Yes. Sounds good.
Thank you so much, Maria. I appreciate you bringing the question. Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I guess I just wanted to say one thing. When you said, like be full of yourself, like I agree, but we need to try and be full of ourselves without the ego component there. Like be in our heart space and be full of ourselves from our heart and not from an ego standpoint.
Mhm. Exactly. And so here's the thing, is our soul doesn't have ego.
Right.
So when we're full of ourself, our true self, there is no ego.
1000% agree.
Thank you for that's perfect. That's beautiful. Because yes, and so many of us have that, that messaging. Oh, you're being egotistical. You're too big for your britches. And so we associate being full of ourselves with the ego is the identification of who we learned to be, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's what makes us human, and allows us to function on this planet. And at the same time, when we can recognize ourself as the pure truth of our soul and be so full of that, we forget the ego for a moment. We don't want to lose it. Then you want to go back and pick it up and take it with you, because it's what helps us accomplish what we can accomplish here on the planet. Make sense? Yeah, thank you so much, Jen. That's a really good point. Anyone else have any thoughts, questions, or comments?
Hi, Lori. I just wanted to say, I love the picture. The picture exemplifies at least 7 ideas that have come through my mind while we're here. And those are themes that I would like to use in the coming year, with the garden. And so I love that picture. That picture is just perfect to me. And I already printed it. So it's in the little journal I put together for my class with you.
Yes, happy to share it. Happy to share it. Thank you so much, Liz. I'm glad that and here's the thing. So there may be parts of yourself that resonate with that. And then other parts of yourself that maybe are more reserved in some way, or just reserved or different in some way from the full expression of that picture. And that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just checking in with the truth. The idea I was going to say, and that's okay, but that's not okay. And here's why. Here's why. Often through our conditioning of who we should or shouldn't be, we may be that naturally. But as a child, we may have been told. I was working with a beautiful client, a beautiful soul on Monday. And she had been quite conditioned in her childhood. Her mother and other people in her family were quite hard on her and told her that she was to be seen and not heard, made sure that she didn't express herself. And so she is, a grown woman in the second half of her life now, and has felt like she's never been able to experience that part of herself that really is very similar to that picture. So what I would ask you all to do is to check in with yourself. And if there's a part of yourself that got excited about that picture, or maybe a part of yourself that said, I understand the essence of that picture. It's about feeling myself inside of me. But my truth is, like Michelle said, more calm, more at home.
Yeah.
So really do the homework again of getting inside of your own body, knowing your truth, and then checking in with yourself. What is my truth? And have I had the freedom to be able to express my truth in my life? And if you feel like there's a part of you that has yet to be expressed, I encourage you, because what that is your inner child. It's your little child. It's really not. I kind of don't like that word. It's a great representation for our human minds to be able to conceptualize it. But the truth is, it's your soul. It's your true self, just sort of waiting there for you, the human self, to come and say, I'm ready. I hear you. I see you. I want to know you. I love you. And when you go there and start to recognize that part of yourself that longs to be recognized, that longs for your attention and longs to express itself, it will respond to you. And your job then is to pay very close attention. Again, pulling all of your energy back in and paying very close attention and having a conversation or conversations with that part of yourself. You can journal. What do I want to ask that part of myself? And what does that part of myself answer? And just have a dialogue. I don't journal. I hate to write. I really, I just do, I can have a conversation in my head. So you don't have to journal if you're like me and because that would turn me off. I'd say, no, I wouldn't do that. But you don't have to journal. But have that conversation with that part of yourself and begin to let that part of yourself know that you trust it. Even though it might be scary because others might judge you, but you trust that part of yourself and you want to see more of that part of yourself come up.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Lori,
Yeah. Hi, Mel. So good to see you.
when I saw that you were going to do this, I had to sign up. I couldn't miss seeing you.
Oh, it's so good to see
Yeah.
you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. And like Michelle, the energy that I was getting was like being at home. It was like comfort, soothing. And that's always what I get from you, is that very soothing, calming, safe energy.
And that is, my mind is going two different ways. Okay, so let me say this first. That the truth is that is what you and Michelle both share and exude in the world, is calm and love. And where my mind is splitting is that because you're different pieces of the puzzle, Mal, for you too, it's what was the last word that you used?
Soothing.
Okay, one before that. What did you say?
Comfort, right?
Comfort, calm, soothing.
Safe.
Safe. That's it. Safe. Who said that? Lori, did you
Safe.
say that?
I said safe. Yeah, I did say safe.
God bless you all. Usually when I'm coaching, I type everything somebody says because
Yeah.
I'm spending my time reading energy. So I don't want to miss what you say. So
I did say safe.
Thank you. Thank you. Safe. Mal, you have such a frequency of safe. I mean, I don't know if everybody else can feel it, but just tapping into Mel right now, I feel like she's got me. I feel like no matter what I did, I'm safe. I'm held. Does anybody else feel that from Mel? Michelle does. Does that resonate with you, Mel, that that's what you are?
Yeah.
That's what you bring. In the work that you do, you make it safe for people who have experienced some traumatic things.
Hmm.
And they know that they're safe with you. That's what makes you brilliant.
Thank
Part of
you.
what makes you brilliant, not only that, but part of what makes you
Thank
brilliant.
you.
So,
Thank you.
so check in with yourselves. Check in with yourselves when you're checking in with your energy. Those words, what are the words that come to you? Because those are the words that most likely are words that define your gifts to the world. Did you notice how Mel said those words? And only because I know Mel, I know, and hopefully, I don't know if any of the rest of you can feel that from her. But they're words that describe her. So if you start to feel like I haven't visited my inner self, I don't even know where to start, there's a place in you, and if it helps to imagine it as a little child, absolutely use that as a tool. And then start to write down some of those adjectives. That's the essence of that energy. And that'll start to point you to and reveal some of the beautiful gifts that you bring. Is that helpful? Hi, Kaya. I didn't see you sneak in.
Snuck in a little late.
That's okay. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad I caught the tail end of it.
Is there anything I can do for you today?
Oh, well, actually, it's funny. Mal, I just looked you up. I hope that's okay. And it's funny, I came across your Twitter and I see this word betrayal. And it's a word that I've been actually thinking about for the last couple of days, and sort of betrayal to myself in some ways. And I'd love, Lori, if you just to speak a little bit about betrayal.
Yeah, sweetheart. Here we go. You know what? It's always all about us. We're never a victim. So if we are experiencing repeating issues in our life that just keeps coming up, you want to ask yourself, where am I? And you said it, Kaya, where am I betraying myself? And I feel for you that there was a relationship, whether it was with a family member or a significant other or a coworker, that you gave, I'm going to use the words part of yourself away, but that's not what I mean. How do I get with better words? You turned a little bit of yourself, not a big part of yourself, but a little bit of yourself, you decided to turn into something that would be more accepted or acceptable or likable to that other person. Does that sound like it could be true?
Yeah, I tend to do that.
So where did you betray yourself? That's what I would say. So it's just a learning lesson. Now you know, right? These things that happen in our life, while they feel significant and they feel hurtful and painful, if we can look at it as an opportunity to learn more about ourselves and to recognize where I'm not being true to me, where I'm betraying myself, where I'm not loving myself, where I'm not honoring myself. Another client just last Friday, just giving and giving and giving. Because she can. She's brilliant, and she can do everything, and she can take care of everyone, and she spent all of her life doing that. And at the same time, had never allowed herself to recognize or to honor what she needs. And so where are you not honoring yourself? So thank you, Kaya, because that was such an important question and example of where all of us can look at something in our life and say, that doesn't feel good, or that keeps showing up and I don't like it. But rather than blaming something or someone outside of us, turn it around and say, where am I doing that to myself, or not recognizing and honoring that in myself? Because that is energy. And when we first, the only way that we can change anything is by first becoming aware of it. So if we don't take the opportunity to turn around and look at ourselves and become aware of it, we'll never change it. We just keep going through life and keep experiencing these bumps and these bruises that we get. So honor yourself enough to turn around and look at yourself. Where am I not honoring me? Where am I not being true to me? Where am I betraying myself? And then choose to do the work of honoring yourself. And that energy will shift to a higher frequency, and you will start to attract more of what you prefer in your life and less of what you don't prefer.
Yes, thank you. That makes sense.
So thank you for spending your whole hour with me. I hope that there was something here for you to take away with you. I hope that this made a difference in your life, and in turn will raise your frequency, and as a result will contribute to the field, and therein raise and uplift the frequency and the energy of our world, of our planet. We can actually affect the world that we live in by changing ourselves. And it's by turning our attention inward and honoring our truth and becoming so full of what's true for us that we just be that and express that into the world. And we will then raise the frequency of everything and change our life. I will be doing more of these. I hope you'll come back. Again, like I said, if everything is energy, and it is, we have a lot to talk about. So for now, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, everyone. And I will be posting on that group, that Facebook group, our upcoming meeting. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Lori.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Have a
Lori.
great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Lori.